Every year, my stepmother, let's call her Karen, bakes her famous Christmas cookies. They're buttery, melt-in-your-mouth delights with just the right hint of cinnamon and nutmeg. She's known for these cookies. In our family, they're less of a dessert and more of a religion. Karen's cookies are brought to every holiday event, photographed, praised, and practically worshipped. And every year, I ask for the recipe. And every year, Karen laughs her tinkly little laugh and says, "Oh, sweetie, it's a family secret." Never mind that I am family. Never mind that these cookies were apparently handed down from her great-aunt Mildred or whatever. Karen treats the recipe like it's the formula for Coca-Cola, and I'm a corporate spy. She once joked that she'd put the recipe in her will, but only if I learned to behave. I was 12 at the time, so this year, I decided enough was enough. If Karen wasn't going to share, I'd figure it out myself. Armed with a batch of her cookies, which I'd sneakily snagged during a family dinner, a kitchen scale, and a lot of YouTube tutorials, I dove headfirst into the dark arts of reverse baking engineering. I'm not going to lie, it was tough. Karen's cookies had this texture that was hard to pin down, and I went through 6 batches trying to match the flavor. My kitchen looked like a flour bomb exploded. My dog ate so much spilled dough that he was in a sugar coma for 2 days. My neighbors probably thought I was opening a bakery with the amount of butter and flour I was hauling in, but eventually I cracked it. The secret? A pinch of cream of tartar and, this is where it gets wild, a few drops of orange extract. Who knew? Armed with my newfound knowledge, I baked a massive batch of my cookies and brought them to Christmas dinner. I even dressed them up on a fancy platter, just like Karen does, with a sprig of holly for effect. As people started munching, the compliments poured in. "Oh my God, these are just like Karen's cookies." "Wait, these are better than Karen's cookies." "Did you finally get the recipe?" Karen was fuming. Her smile was tight enough to snap. She kept glancing at the cookies, then at me, like she couldn't believe her monopoly had been broken. Finally, she couldn't hold it in any longer and asked, "Where did you get the recipe?" I'll admit, I was feeling bold. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was the sugar high. I just smiled and said, "Oh, I figured it out. Trial and error. You know, like a real baker." The room went silent. My dad looked like he wanted to crawl under the table. Karen's face went from Botox smooth to volcano red in about 3 seconds. She accused me of stealing her legacy and ruining the spirit of Christmas. She even threatened to pack up her cookies and leave. Here's where it gets even more ridiculous. Some family members took her side, saying I should have respected her family secret and left it alone. My aunt muttered something about tradition and betrayal. Others said she was being ridiculous for gatekeeping baked goods. My cousin, who's always had a flair for drama, called me a cookie anarchist, which I'm choosing to take as a compliment. The night ended with Karen dramatically refusing to eat dessert and insisting that my cookies tasted off, even though she'd eaten 3 before she found out they were mine. Now the family is split, and I'm getting passive-aggressive texts from Karen about how some people don't know how to respect boundaries. She even posted a cryptic Facebook status about holiday traditions being trampled. Meanwhile, I've got my own batch of famous cookies, and my coworkers have already asked me to bring them to our office potluck. My best friend declared them the best cookies ever and asked for the recipe, which, of course, I shared because I'm not a monster. So, a TA for reverse engineering my stepmother's Christmas cookies? Or is Karen just mad that her monopoly on holiday desserts has crumbled?